This is a 1948 Willys CJ-2A Jeep. The engine manufacturer was built by Willys Jeep, casted in their own factory, and they called it the Go Devil motor. It's a 134 cubic inch 4-cylinder flathead called the L134. It had 60 horsepower at 4,000 RPMs. It was a tough little motor used through World War II and carried on through all the civilian vehicles. Little history: the Jeep was made famous in World War II, and it was called the Willys MB. The civilian model, which was CJ-2A, was the first production in 1946. CJ stands for Civilian Jeep. 2A is the second run, the first model after the MB Jeep of the war. The Jeep was mainly sold and advertised for farmers for four-wheel drive. It had PTO options, 3-point hitch options, winch options, cranes, loaders. You could put many attachments on the Jeep. Willys Overland made several different models, and as they went through the years, they would change the number designation. So when they upgraded the Jeep from the CJ-2A, they went to the CJ-3A, 3B, and so on as they went up through the years. Jeep was a nickname that the military gave the vehicle from a cartoon character in the 40s, and the name of the cartoon was Jeep. So they kind of put that on all the Jeeps. And Willys kept that nickname, and that's where Jeep came from. The Jeep was advertised as a quarter-ton vehicle with a payload of 500 pounds. It was small, nimble, it could go anywhere with the four-wheel drive. It had a 2-speed transfer case, which was high range, which was direct, and low range, which was 2 under. It had a 3-speed Spicer transmission with a Dana 18 transfer case. It had 538 gearings in the rear ends. It had a top speed of 60 miles an hour, but you could not maintain that for very long because the engine wouldn't take it. So 45 was the average top speed that you should do without any damage to the vehicle. The Jeep was sold as a single-seat Jeep. It was an option for a passenger seat, a rear seat. It was an option for a top, indoors, option for heater. You had to kind of order everything you needed on the Jeep. It was sold as basic as possible. The first CJ-2A still used the military NDT tires, 16-inch, 616 tires. The wheelbase of the Jeep was 80 inches, which is center of the front axle to the center of the rear axle. The tread width from the front and rear was 48¼ inches wide. That's center of tire to center of tire in width. Overall length of the Jeep, bumper to bumper, was 123 inches. The width of the Jeep was 57 1/8 inches. Height loaded to the top of the windshield was 64 inches. And road clearance was 8 5/8 inches. Jeep was first manufactured for the military in 1941 with the introduction of the prototype MA. Jeep is still in business today and still selling Jeeps. They all have different designations. Most of them people will recognize the Wrangler name. It's no longer Willys Overland. Willys sold to Kaiser in the early 60s, and then it was sold to AMC, and then finally to Chrysler Motor Corporation.